What's up, guys? Matt here, coming at you with a super quick look at these new Proline Baja Pro X. This is how they come on a set of plastic wheels. I actually like the look of these plastic wheels, and I'm thinking I may run these on one of the AX24s. I'm going to like try to keep one of these as light as possible, maybe 3D print steering link, go with a super light servo, maybe just glue the servo saver, some of the old tricks, and kind of keep one of these light. So I may actually just run these on one. These stock tires aren't bad, but we always like some meat. So these Proline, they feel really good. These out of the pack have that nice clingy feel to them, whereas the Swampers, when I got those out, they really kind of needed to be washed. They had just a really slick like release agent on them, I guess. But you can see I got these mounted up on the new Injora wheels. Absolutely love the look of those wheels. I'll link all this stuff in the description if you're curious what it is. But really like these wheels. They're pretty heavy. So kind of curious how it's going to do on this. This is still running stock motor and everything. One of the tricks you can do to these out of the box is tighten up this screw right here. That will help your servo saver. They're pretty loose out of the box. Look at that. Just barely even push on that. And that thing flexes. So ideally, this would be shut off to do this because you can kill your servo doing that. But I really don't care if this servo dies. They're junk anyways. But that does help your steering a little bit. So anyways, that's just a few tips. These are bead-lock wheels. I have a lot of people comment, well, how'd you get them off the wheels? They have 3 screws and they come right off. Mount up to pretty much any 1.0 tire or wheel, any that I've tried them on, no issues. So really love the look of these and just the aggressive tread pattern to them. I've been running the RC 4-wheel drive Baja Pro X on this thing, and on my course, they eat. Like there's a lot of spots where other tires will spin, and this thing just hooks and goes. So they look to be a little bit bigger, a little wider. These remind me a little more of like the Swamp Kings. So here they are next to the Swamp Kings, not quite as big. So I kind of like that we're just a tad smaller. I feel like this is a really good size. I mean, I love these Swamp Kings. I'm not gonna hate on those at all. These are great tires. They're massive. So I kind of like the size of these, and really curious to see how they do on the course. So not gonna waste much time. We're just gonna get to it and talk a little bit about this as we're running it. So with the added weight to this truck, I'm definitely going to have to get to work on changing the motor and the servos. I was kind of going to do that with this one anyways. I want to keep one really light and try to use the stock motor as long as possible. I'm going to swap the servos on that one as well, just because I really can't stand the stock servo with the servo saver. And honestly, if I glue the servo saver, then usually it's not long that the servo dies anyways. But I'm going to try to keep one fairly light, just switch out the servo, maybe run some plastic wheels and tires, and then see how it compares to this one. This one with the added weight, I like how it is. I mean, it's not a bad weight. It's not too heavy. It's just too heavy for the stock electronics, which is, part of the problem with these things to start with. The ESC and motor in this is just not that smooth. It does have the channel 2 port where we can run a Furitek through it or whatever, like we used to do with the old V1. I'll try to make a video on that showing how to do that soon. But it's really not a good system in my opinion. And I like how the 4-wheel steer works, actually. It's nice and simple. It's easy to flow in and out of. But just the ESC sucks. It just really does. So definitely going to change some things out on this one, make it better. It really doesn't have the power to pull all of this weight that it's got on it now. And that's how quick you can go overboard. This just has the brass knuckles on the front. And then adding these wheels. And, people always want to ask, like, where to start with upgrades. And a lot of people just say, oh, get brass this, brass that, throw weight here, there, everywhere. And it's not the answer, especially for somebody who has a truck like this that's still basically stock, once you start throwing that weight at there, you're going to hate how this thing drives. I mean, it really drives horrible now. The tires did really good. I was impressed with how they did. I really think these may be one of my new favorites. I love the size of them. It's just the perfect size, really. They're nice and big, but they're not too big to the point where they just feel massive. So I think we're really going to like these tires, and they pulled well, did everything good. Right here, you'll see kind of where the size is. It helps out because there's some really big holes in this line where we get hung up and spin it out and stuff. And if you've got a big enough tire, you can just kind of straddle things and go through it like I did there. And these pulled it great. But you can see the truck is just kind of start, stop, start, stop. And it's really just, for one, the ESC and motor combo is not good in these. And then I added all this weight and made it even worse. So just be careful with your weight. That's how quick you can go overboard with it. But as far as these tires go, definitely a win. Some of my favorites, just straight out, no doubt. Can't wait to get outdoors with these. We've had a lot of snow, ice, sick kids, everything around here. So we'll get outdoors with some stuff, I promise. You guys let me know what you think about these. I appreciate everybody watching. Peace.